unveiled tonight.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers Postgame Show.
Big is back. It's bigger. It's cheesier. The Big New Yorker for Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN. It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show. Tipping off now.
Grizzlies over the Lakers, 116-99 the final score. There will be a Game 6 at Crypto.com. It's Friday night at 7:30. Lakers will have a chance to close it out in front of their home crowd. Give Memphis credit. Backcourt for the Grizzlies, as good as it gets. Desmond Bane, 33 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Ja Morant, 31 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. They were both efficient. They both shot at 50% or higher. They look great in the process, and the Lakers just couldn't keep up with the Grizzlies, who were running a marathon or actually were running sprints. The Lakers were hoping more for a marathon, but they were just sprinting up and down the floor. That pace, we know, obviously does not help the Lakers. AD, 31 points, 19 rebounds, 2 block shots, 14 to 23 from the field, but not that much help. LeBron James, who we're accustomed to just being great, 5 of 17 from the field, 1 of 9 from the three-point line, maybe settling for the 3 because the Lakers were behind, maybe settling for the 3 because he's got some tired legs after playing 45 minutes in that overtime game in Game 4 and 37 minutes tonight. D'Angelo, 4 of 11. Austin Reaves, 4 of 13. Rui, who the Lakers have depended on, had 6 early points, ended up with 9 points total in the game. Lakers really, there was a stretch there that you thought they got a real shot here. That was in the third quarter. Lakers got it all the way down to 1. And then Memphis closed out the quarter on a 19-2 run. That's your ball game. Need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay, plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at fantasyspringsresort.com and throw out the phone number 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. If you're out driving around, listening on the ESPN LA app or on all our social platforms, we appreciate you listening to the show. You can feel free to call in, and I'll do my best to try to get to your calls. Let's start off the post-game show taking a listen to Lakers head coach Darvin Ham.
What did this get away from you guys in the beginning?
I mean, it was a hard-fought game. We got some open looks that we just didn't knock down. We had some guys that struggled from the field. It's just unfortunate. You know, we competed for most of the game, and again, it's a make-or-miss league, and you got to make open looks when you get them, and you know that's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. So, our biggest thing is just to get back, fill our cups back up. And then go defend our home court just as they did tonight.
Darvin, you made that run to get within 1 in the third quarter, and it looked like you're maybe trying to get AD a quick rest. Not just those minutes, but in general, without AD, what do you guys have to do better? And is there any thought about
we had some untimely possessions where we didn't finish with a rebound, and you know they were able to get 1, maybe 2 offensive rebounds in that stretch. And a team like that, they thrive off those hustle plays, getting those 50-50 balls. They got enough scoring output where, you know, you give them second and third chances at it, you know, they're going to make you pay. So I just thought some of those unfortunate defensive possessions where we couldn't finish with a rebound hurt us. But, you know, overall our guys came out tonight to compete, and again, we just didn't make enough shots, and some untimely turnovers and some untimely lack of defensive rebounding.
You didn't give Wenyen a few more minutes tonight. Are you just looking to try to match a little bit of their size with some of those second units more?
Absolutely. And then, you know, Wenyen, you throw him out there, even if it's in short spurts, he's always one that brings great energy to the game, as he did tonight when we threw him out there. So we'll go back to the drawing board, look at the film, and see what we come up with. And, again, the biggest part is to be ready to come out on Friday like gangbusters and compete for 48 minutes or however long it takes.
Darvin, a couple questions. With about 9.5 minutes left in the fourth, you guys were in a timeout down 24. What was the kind of the balance between let's try to close this gap versus trying to maybe use that time to buy LeBron some rest, to buy AD some rest?
It's tough, man, because when you're competitive, it's like you feel like, you know, in today's basketball, the three-point shot, it can be the great equalizer. You can chew up a deficit really, really quickly. We gave up I think it was a 14-1 run to them in the first half last game in Game 4. So it just shows you, and that was in a span of maybe a couple of minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes. But, it's the great conundrum. Do you compete harder and hopefully see some shots go in, get to the free throw line, get the scoreboard moving, or do you take that time, like as you just said, and try to soak up some minutes with those guys getting ice on the sideline or whatever? But it's playoff basketball, man. Everybody's in a competitive mode, and we decided to leave our guys out there.
LeBron has been pretty open about talking about his fatigue levels and stuff like that. 1 for 9 from 3 tonight. He was the first of the regulars to come out. Why did you choose that time with him?
Just to start, he and I made eye contact, and we had a nonverbal discussion, and it was time. We're going to need him big on Friday, so it was time. Simple as that.
Right, that is Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. It's an interesting balance, right? I thought Dan Wyke of the LA Times asked that question. It's a timeout, maybe 8 minutes to go, something along those lines. I thought that was a wrap. Lakers were down 20-plus points, and he's going to start pulling everybody. I sent out a tweet, hey, let's start focusing on Friday. He kept him in there. And here's the funny thing. Lakers did make a 12-0 run or something along those lines, but it almost feels like it's fool's gold, right? All Memphis had to do was just basically get a bucket and a stop, and the game was going to be over. So they logged in a few more minutes. So AD played 35 minutes, LeBron played 37, and Austin Reaves put up 40 minutes. And I think that's what Memphis is hoping for. It's not like Memphis didn't play a lot of minutes. Desmond Bane played 43, John Morant played 38, but you're just looking at age, right? Reaves that has less to do with. I think there's that chess game within the game that you're already starting to look at the next game coming up on Friday. If this series, and we've talked about it, that the longer it goes, it's going to favor the Memphis Grizzlies just simply because there's younger legs. Well, here's where we are. Now you're Saturday they played, Monday they played, Wednesday they played, got another game coming up on Friday. So that rest that you were maybe hoping for if this was a short series, get that out the way, because now it's actually kind of favoring the Memphis Grizzlies. But what the Lakers do have an advantage with is the next game is at Crypto. If you thought that place was loud for the first 2 home games that the Lakers had, imagine on Friday if it's a close game or the Lakers go on a run or whatever the case is. Obviously, home court plays a big factor in a lot of these games. All right, we come back. We're going to take some of your phone calls. Lakers lose 116-99. Your calls plus Austin Reaves coming up next. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Today, but I want to tell everyone about Cinco de Mayo. What we're doing on Cinco de Mayo. Going to be a party in North Orange County. The new Salitas, right there in Anaheim, right in front of Angel Stadium. Used to be the old Hooters restaurant. Our competition, Steve Hartman, your buddy, used to do a lot of remotes over there at that Hooters in Anaheim.
Steve Hartman.
Off the 57 and Catella Avenue. We're going to be there, though, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. for Cinco de Mayo. Get ready to press the flesh with everybody from the 710 crew. Located at Catella Avenue, right near Angel Stadium. We're going to have Angels tickets.
Yes.
We're going to have a special pair of Mandy's tickets to give away that day. Gift cards and more.
Nice.
So come on out. Cinco de Mayo. Put that on your calendar.
We're all
right
going
now.
to be there, right?
That's the 5th of May.
Yes,
Cinco de Mayo. The 5th
no,
of May.
actually.
Pizza Hut Lakers Postgame Show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game.
And your reaction on the Lakers line. Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker. Only at PizzaHut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers Postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Allen Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on Factory Direct, high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit vistapaint.com and start saving. Points in the Paint tonight, 56-48. Memphis with the advantage there. Memphis with a win, 116-99. Lakers' next game will be Friday night. Expecting a lot from this Lakers team on Friday, expecting the Lakers to close out this series, and I'm not telling you it's a walk in the park because it won't be, but it obviously gets very, very dangerous if we're sitting there in Game 6 and there's a strong likelihood that it's going back to Memphis. There's a reason why 95% of the time you go up 3-1, you end up winning that series, but Memphis doesn't care. This is the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think a lot of times that we talk about this team, they clearly, as far as running their mouth, they got their own style. So they might be the only ones that don't think that it's not going back to Memphis. And it's going to be, as the Lakers, kind of grind out in these playoffs, this series goes at least 6. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough matchup to get there, but that's why you stole Game 1, is for this opportunity coming up on Friday to close it out on your home floor in Game 6, and we'll see if the Lakers are able to do that. Let's take a couple quick phone calls here, and then we'll go to Austin Reaves. Leon in Beverly Hills. Leon, what's going on?
Hey, Alan. Thanks a lot for the call. I think the first thing that you mentioned in the review of the game is the thing that stands out the most to me, which is the three-point shooting. I looked at LeBron's stats. He's 3 out of 28 the last 4 games. 3 out of 28. Who is going to supply the three-point shooting? And the secondary and corollary question is, why is it that Ham has stuck with Beasley when he's proven that he's not been able to hit? And why is Lonnie Walker been in the doghouse? Do you have any idea why Lonnie Walker has been in his doghouse?
Let me do this one first, Leon. I appreciate you calling. I got a lot of tweets on this as if Beasley's 11 minutes is the difference of this game, which I don't think it was. I don't disagree on Beasley. Beasley, by the way, hit a couple threes, but he went 2 for 6. Beasley has not shown me, and I'm sure some other Laker fans out there, got to have this guy in the game. Hey, he's great off the bench. If he gets an open look, he's hitting that shot. I'd rather go with Lonnie Walker. I would rather see Lonnie Walker in this game or in some of these opportunities over Malik Beasley. I know Beasley was part of the trade. I know, initially he was in the starting lineup, and then Austin Reaves worked his way to the starting line. Lakers were better with Austin Reaves there. Beasley has not produced, period. It's not why they lost this game. Now, if the argument is separate, that I'd rather see Lonnie Walker than Malik Beasley, cool, I'm good with that. I got no problem with that. Lonnie Walker remember, at one point he was starting the season. At one point he was the third best player on this team early on, for what it's worth. Then he got injured. Then the trade deadline happened, and his minutes had just been completely cut. So I don't know the reason behind it. Ken in Newport Beach. What's going on, Ken?
Hey, Alan. Couple things. Since you started with the bench there, they were minus 97 on minus 97. You got Brown with 0 points, a minus 26. You got Dennis, 0 points, a minus 21. The bench didn't show up. But there's something bigger here. I tried to call a couple times to your daytime show to say, there's no way they're going to beat them. Their guards were 3 for 21 in the prior game, or shot 21% in the prior game. They lost. And I said, they're not going to repeat that. All year they didn't repeat that. And they're the best home team. You should rest LeBron. He looked totally tired in that last game. Instead, 1 for 9, to give you the total stats in the 5 games
Ken,
this year.
Ken, what do you mean by just explain to me? Go a little further. What do you mean by rest LeBron? As in what exactly?
You didn't beat him because you weren't going to win this game. If you look at the numbers, they're not going to go 21% again from the field. Those two guys are great three-pointers. I just would have held them out. He just looked dead, and his game showed him that.
Okay, I appreciate you calling, Ken. I appreciate you calling in. I know you call all the time, so I always do appreciate when you do call. You're not sitting LeBron in Game 6. I'm sorry, in Game 5. That's not going to happen. What you could do is what you could say. If the argument is, hey, let's see what the game looks like by halftime, and if the Lakers are up big, LeBron's still going to come out to start the third quarter. But is this one of those games where it's lopsided enough or you don't think you got a shot that you end up playing LeBron 25 minutes instead of 37? That I'm okay with. Can you imagine what everyone would be saying right now if LeBron didn't play in Game 5 because you want to rest him for Game 6? I get the concept of what you're saying. I just couldn't disagree more. We got already all this stuff about load management and all this other conversation, and Bron has been one of the few players to just play and kind of, for the most part, play through all that stuff. I can't see a concept where that's there. I could see a concept of basically saying, listen, this game it's done. You got 10 minutes left to go. You're not coming back. Save those 10 minutes of Bron. Put those in the back. Keep that gas tank at least, where the light comes on, but you're not fully out. I'd rather keep it there than it's fully empty. All right, let's take a quick listen. Here's Austin Reaves on the Lakers loss.
Austin, first of all, did you get banged up a little bit in that fourth quarter, or are you good?
I'm good. I just went knee to knee with Jaren, so just a little stinger for a second, but I'm fine.
Got it. You guys battled back to get within one in that third quarter. And AD takes the brief rest. They go on the run. What did you see as the key as they reasserted the scoreboard difference in that third?
Well, they're a really good team, and they made shots, got to the rim, and really just played well. So we'll go back to the drawing board, see what we did wrong, and fix those things.
You guys lost Game 2 here in similar fashion, went back to L.A. and got 2 wins. So what's the level of confidence in Game 6, and how important is trying to close that out at home to avoid coming back?
Still really high. I mean, it's the playoffs, and the 2 seed in the West for a reason. They're really good. We didn't come in thinking it was going to be a cakewalk. We knew it was going to be a battle. Like you said, we're going back to our house, and we'll compete to win there.
You guys got it to 1 midway a bunch of times in the third, but 4 minutes ago it's a 1-point game. Where did it change after that?
Like I said, I think they just made shots. John got to the rim a couple times, and then I'm pretty sure we were getting good looks on the other end. We just missed a couple. But I think it's, a testament to, them executing their game plan and us just not making shots.
They pushed it to 25 in the fourth, and you guys were able to get it back down, I think maybe 13 or 14. Is there anything momentum-wise that you can take from that into Friday?
Yeah, for sure. Just, regardless of score, time, play as hard as you can, and, you live with the results if you leave it all out on the floor.
LeBron talked about how close-out games are the hardest games in the series. This is your first one of these games. In what way did you see a different level of intensity, a different level of desperation from Memphis?
Obviously they don't want to go home, or they don't want to get beaten the series as, much as we want to win the series. They're all competitors over there. So, they did come out with an urgency and, the fire in front of their home fans to build them up, bring them up. And like I said, they played a good game.
What's the best way to back after you get back together and shot? They have a pretty good team tonight.
I think it's, we'll go back to the drawing board and, watch film and see what we can do. But, they're, Ja's MVP. Bane was, really good for the whole year, so they're good players. And like I said, we'll go, figure out what we can do to, contain them.
All right, that's Austin Reaves right there. I want to go directly to Jared Vanderbilt as well. Let's get his thoughts on the Lakers' loss. Vanderbilt, we look at his numbers, starting lineup, 18 minutes, 7 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Here's Jared Vanderbilt.
All right, Jared, it's the second straight difficult game here in Memphis. You know, you were expecting their kind of backs-to-the-wall effort. What did you guys try to do to counter that energy-wise, and how did it end up getting away from you late?
Like you said, their back was against the ball, so we knew they was going to come out aggressive and, you know, give everything they had. And we knew they were going to come out and make some runs. So we were just trying to sustain it and, you know, just keep fighting. And I think they had one massive run, and we cut it down towards late, but it was just, you know, we ran out of time.
You go back to L.A., you're 2-0 there in the series. What is the thing that's most important to start the game against Memphis on Friday?
Protecting our home court, you know, coming out, you know, hitting first. I feel like they kind of hit first today. I think that would be our biggest thing, just, you know, throwing the first punch, being the more physical and more aggressive team to start the game, and just setting that tone early. I feel like we kind of eased into the game, so just continue to be the aggressor.
Their guards have been, you've been holding them to lesser efficient games than tonight. They seem to get going a little bit. I know you spent some time in there, some time down low. What do you have to do with Ja and Bane a little bit better?
With Ja, just contain him, you know, especially in the open court. You know, he's just load up to him, you know, throw different bodies at him. And, you know, with Bane, just being physical with him and, you know, kind of being directional with him as far as, like, physicality. And not letting him see some easy ones. I think even as a team, just offensive rebounding, we gave up some that, you know, resulted in him, you know, getting some big rhythm shots. So I think we could do a better job on the glass.
Yeah, you mentioned the massive run. I think it was like 26-2 from 4 minutes to go in the third to 10 minutes to go in the fourth. Austin thought some of it was just they made shots and you guys missed shots. But beyond that, was there anything that stood out to you?
I think they just had a, you know, more sense of urgency during that run. You know, they got more 50-50 balls. They got more offensive rebounds in that stretch, and that kind of fired them. You know, getting more possessions and giving them more opportunities to score the ball. And I think for us, I think we got some good looks, but it got a little bit stagnant. And they just kind of picked the pace up during that stretch. Like they were, you know, getting stops and running, getting out and running in the transition and stuff. So I think for us, just, you know, obviously every team is going to make a run, but we just need to, you know, counter it and kind of not, you know, let the run get as big as it did. And I think, you know, outside of that one stretch, I think we, you know, we had a pretty good game.
All right, that's Jared Vanderbilt right there. D'Angelo Russell had an interesting game, 11 points, 10 assists. He had a stretch there in the third quarter when he went on his own personal 8-0 run, and the Lakers pulled to within one. And then, I've said it already before, 19-2 stretch for the Memphis Grizzlies to pretty much put the game out of reach. Here's D'Lo getting his thoughts. Ended up 4 of 11 from the field in 30 minutes. Here's D'Angelo Russell.
So there were a couple of flurries from Memphis tonight, right? In the first half, you hit the back-to-back threes to kind of cut the lead down and keep it close. In the second half, same kind of concept. Got the lead within one. What was ultimately the difference as Memphis was able to pull away?
Tough. I felt it in the third. They kind of got some momentum, but you got to look back on it, honestly, to pinpoint it on one thing specifically. Obviously, they had the energy, home court, elimination game, all that plays into play as well. So, I mean, to not match that and come out and compete at a high level, make shots, etc., it's not easy to win here. So, you got to make things right.
And sorry, your three is actually in the second half, of course, not the first. So looking now back to going to Los Angeles and you win games 3 and 4 there, what is kind of the most important thing for you guys as a team going into that one, assuming you do not want to come back here for Game 7?
Hell no. Just protect home. Simple as that. I think whatever you got to do to prepare yourself individually, physically and mentally, we got a few days off to prepare for that one, to give it all we got. Get it done. I think that should be the motive. That should be the energy. That should be where our minds are. Just get it done.
Is with it being Game 6 at home, is there more pressure on you guys to close it out so you don't come back here, or more on Memphis because they have to win in order to get back for Game 7?
It's all pressure. Obviously, I mean, you don't want to lose. You don't want to leave like that. Obviously, they want to come back here, give themselves a chance. There's pressure everywhere, but to be in a position to control our own narrative and go back home is something that I think we'd rather be. So.
The run they went on the first half, some of your teammates said like they just came out with more urgency to begin it. Obviously, you go on the 8-0 run to make it a game again, but then they had that 26-2 extended run from late in the third to early in the fourth. Was there anything that stood out about what you guys did as a team that contributed to them getting hot there?
You said 20-2,
26-2.
Yeah, I think that's it right there. Obviously, it's hard to come back from that. I don't know exactly what played into that. Obviously, like I said, I got to watch the film to see exactly, but it is what it is. Everything counts. Everything matters in the playoffs. Everything can, the little things can win you a game and lose you a game. So when you have to pinpoint what small thing kind of triggered that, it's tough. You got to see it on film. So.
116-99, the final score. Lakers lose to Memphis. When we come back, LeBron James will give his thoughts on this Lakers loss. Lakers lead the series 3-2. Next game coming up on Friday. Stay right here. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Today, but I want to tell everyone about Cinco de Mayo. What we're doing on Cinco de Mayo. Going to be a party in North Orange County. The new Salitas, right there in Anaheim, right in front of Angel Stadium. Used to be the old Hooters restaurant. Our competition, Steve Hartman, your buddy, used to do a lot of remotes over there at that Hooters in Anaheim.
Steve Hartman.
Off the 57 and Catella Avenue. We're going to be there, though, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. for Cinco de Mayo. Get ready to press the flesh with everybody from the 710 crew. Located at Catella Avenue, right near Angel Stadium. We're going to have Angels tickets.
Yes.
We're going to have a special pair of Mandy's tickets to give away that day. Gift cards and more.
Nice.
So come on out. Cinco de Mayo. Put that on your calendar
We're all
right now.
going to be there, right?
That's the 5th of May.
Yes,
Cinco de Mayo. The 5th
no,
of May.
actually.
Hi, I'm Olympic gold medalist April Ross. Many people think of athletes as heroes. They look up to them for inspiration and to see the possibilities of what they can do. But if I'm a hero, who is my hero? To me, my heroes are the firefighters who protect our cities and homes. My fiancé is a firefighter, so I deeply respect and admire what he and his colleagues do and accomplish every day on the job. Los Angeles needs more heroes like him. Do you think you have what it takes? To learn more, go to joinlafd.org. Be a hero to your community. I look forward to being able to cheer you on along the way.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
You're listening to the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game. And your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal.
Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Once again,
here's Allen Sliwa.
All right, so Lakers do not close out the series. They got another game coming up on Friday night. Tip-off at 7:30. Pre-game show will start at 6. Lakers lose to the Grizzlies. 116-99, the final score. They're still up in the series, 3-2. They did steal home court with that win, the Game 1 win in Memphis. So things still right in front of the Lakers to try to take advantage of the opportunity, but it's all going to come down to Friday night for the Lake Show to try to do that. LeBron tonight struggled. 37 minutes for Braun, 5 of 17, 1 of 9 from the three-point line, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists and 2 steals. Also had 5 turnovers. Here's LeBron James on the Lakers' loss.
LeBron's Game 6 Friday, back at home. Darvin said you almost have to treat it like a Game 7 in a sense. Obviously, you don't want to come back here. Might extend minutes. What are the most important things that you've learned over the course of this series about what you guys have to do to win that game on Friday?
Not turn the ball over, defensive rebound, keep them out of transition. That's where they're very elite, and when we're in tune with those, facets of the game, we're pretty good.
How much, all the experience you've had in all the different home arenas, like how much do you get an actual boost when you're fatigued, when you don't have legs from a crowd in that kind of a setting?
The crowd automatically gives you an extra boost, but we also have to be mentally locked in, understand the assignments, and then execute those close to 48 minutes as possible.
The way these first 5 games have gone, LeBron, it just seems like if AD has a strong offensive night, you might not, and vice versa. If you do, he hasn't. Is that coincidental? Has that been from the Grizzlies, their defensive schemes? Do you explain that at all?
No, we just haven't put together 2 performances together, but we still have put 3 team efforts together to be up 3-2, and that's what's most important. It's not about what AD and myself are doing. It's about how we can win basketball games. And tonight I was and I'll be better in Game 6.
When they went on the 26-2 run, late third through early fourth, Austin thought some of it was missed shots. Vando thought some of it was just them play with more desperation. Did you see anything that fueled that run for them?
We got 6 or 7 great looks from the three-point line. A couple of them from me, a couple of them from Bees, a couple from Rui. Offensive rebounds after those kickouts, and we just couldn't make at the time, and they was able to get downhill, and they was able to make as well. Hit a couple of threes after some offensive rebounds, whatever the case may be. But you give credit what credit is due. They played great tonight, and we go back home for Game 6 on Friday.
LeBron, what's the biggest key to getting better minutes for when it's like a mixture of starters and bench, and those lineups where you guys are integrating guys?
I don't know. Obviously I got to take a look at the film, but we all just got to be better. And it definitely starts with me tonight. I was not very good at all. I think defensively I was pretty good, but offensively I was, not really good. We all got to do a better job helping one another.
LeBron, obviously the other night, tremendous effort. Just how spent were you physically coming into this one?
I'm good.
Any questions of how you were going to feel Game 6?
I don't know. It's the 2 days from now, so I have no idea. But, obviously, me taking care of the body, trying to get as much sleep as I can, and, seeing how fast the body can recover, getting ready for Friday. So, we'll see.
LJ, their backcourt, Desmond and Ja, combined for 64 points. What's going to be the best way to try and contain them?
They were great. Desmond started off, I think he had 18 in the first, and kept it going from there. And, Ja was Ja tonight. So, we got to do a better job of, not letting them see as many cracks and as many seams as possible, especially in that fourth quarter. We kind of switched the defense early and went to a different, defensive scheme that we haven't went to much this series. And Desmond definitely, was able to, I think, get 3 or 4 buckets after that. A couple of and-ones and a couple of drives, things of that nature. But we got to do a better job on those guys. But they're really good 2 players.
LeBron, what did you see from AD tonight in terms of a bounce-back performance offensively?
He was just aggressive. All 35 minutes that he played, looking for a shot, rebounding at a high level, and it's great to see him being in a rhythm.
All right, that's LeBron James right there. Obviously, he struggled tonight. Talked about how he's going to be much better in Game 6. He's going to have to be. Obviously, those types of stats for Bron, 1 of 9 from 3 and 5 of 17 from the field. That was not a LeBron type of night. At the same time, the question is going to be how fresh will he be by the time Friday comes? We'll find out. Anthony Davis on the other side. 31 points and 19 rebounds for him, 14 to 23 from the field. Unfortunately, coming in a losing effort. Here's AD on the Lakers' loss.
Capped by the D'Lo threes to get it within one. He took what looked like it was going to be a quick breather. It ends up a couple possessions. What are you seeing in those minutes when you're sitting in kind of the challenge of them maintaining what you're doing out there defensively, especially?
Obviously, Memphis knows, they attack the paint more when I'm not in the game. Offensive rebounds, things like that. But we just had a couple bad possessions, turnovers, and tough shots. We got into the transition, and they went on that run to end the third. And it's kind of tough for us to recover after that. We come out, start the third quarter, on a run, and kind of just get in the rhythm, get going. And that run kind of hurt us. So we just got to be better. Get ready for Friday.
Yeah, Darvin was saying, Friday, obviously important. You don't want to have to come back here. Might extend minutes if it needs to be. For you, is there a big difference between playing, one game into the 40s versus in the 30s and all that kind of stuff?
I'll play 48. This is all about, this is what you kind of prepared the entire season for. Starting off low minutes and kind of just working your way up through the course of the season to be able to, play extended minutes in the playoffs to get victory. So, if coach needs me to play, 42, 45, 48, whatever minutes to get the job done, I'll be ready to do so.
Just kind of take us through the mindset. I mean, obviously, you guys are still in a really good position in the series, but in your first opportunity to close it out, didn't perform the way you guys wanted to. Can you kind of describe what that's like from a mindset standpoint?
It's the toughest game. I mean, closeout games are tough. The other team's going to come out with a sense of desperation, and it was on their home floor. Crowds into it. They got hot in the first quarter, making shots. Desmond Bain got hot, and they kind of just the crowd energy just kind of fed off into the other guys, and they started making plays and making shots. So we had our moments, we had our runs where we were able to get back in the game. Like I said, that run in the end of the third quarter kind of just got away from us. But, they did what they're supposed to do. We're going to go back to L.A. and, on our home floor where we're 2-0 and try to close it out.
AD, how's your hip doing? Darvin talked to us a little bit yesterday about you getting treatment these past couple of days. Just, kind of what's the pain level at right now and just kind of gutting through that?
Hip is fine. Felt fine tonight. Just trying to get treatment around the clock to make sure that I'm able to, I won't say able to go because I'm going to play regardless, but where it's feeling good, where I'm not in so much pain, going out there and moving. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure I'm able to play and be on the floor to help the team.
You guys fell down by 25 in the fourth, and Darvin kept most of you guys out there for a bit. You were cut at 13 or 14. Do you think they're going to have any carryover effect from having the last kind of stretch that you guys played in today, even though it's a loss, being somewhat successful?
I think the idea there was trying to just see if we can make a run and cut the lead down. You never know what can happen. I think Denver was in some situation where they were down 12 and went on a run, went overtime or something like that. So, you kind of just want to make a stretch of plays where you can see if you can make a run and see what happens from there. So that was really it. Yeah.
He played, to paraphrase it, like crap. What do you guys got to do as a team to make up for that on the rare off night for him?
Yeah, got to make shots. I think a lot of guys kind of struggled tonight shooting the basketball. But like I say, we're going back home. Guys gonna make shots. Bron's gonna play better. After game 2, when I played, like crap, I had my head down, and, he was telling me, keep my head up. I'm kind of just relaying that same message to him tonight. He got the most points scored ever, greatest basketball player ever touched the court. So, it's fine. He'll be fine. He'll adjust. He'll get better. Our team will get better. and we try to look, at Friday as another opportunity to end the series.
AD, does the pressure shift to you guys in Game 6, or is it still on Memphis because they have to win the Game 6 to get back here, or is it essentially on both teams?
I think it's on both teams. I mean, we're looking to close the series, which is always, the closeout game is always the toughest game because the other team, have pressure as well to not want to go home. So I think the pressure's on both teams. Obviously, we're looking not to come back here for a Game 7. Game 7, anything can happen. Who knows, right? We're still in control right now, and we got to take care of business on Friday.
All right, that's Anthony Davis right there. Final score tonight, Lakers lose 116-99. So let me kind of set the table here real quick. Our next broadcast, Lakers will play the Grizzlies Friday night at 7:30. Tip-off will be at 7:30. Pre-game show will start at 6. It'll be across the street here at Crypto.com Arena. Lakers will have another opportunity to close out the series and start preparing for round 2. So I expect a competitive game. I expect a great game. And I also expect the Lakers to handle business here and move on to round number 2. And I'm sure that Laker crowd's going to be excited about that as well. Quick shout-out here. Thank you to Michael Funches. Thank you to Rebecca Womble. Thank you to Laura Romo, Jorge Briones, and Josh Martino's helping out on the social side of things. I'm back on tomorrow morning. We'll have all our local shows tomorrow as well, so make sure you start tuning in at 6 a.m. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, Travis and Sliwa Show, Mason and Ireland, Sedano, and Cap. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Lakers lose 116-99. I'm Allen Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by
Driven by Subaru of Glendale, the #1 volume Subaru retailer in the USA. Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale and SubaruofGlendale.net. Delivered by Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's Big New Yorker Pizza has 6 extra large slices, big enough to hold more cheese on a crispy, fluffy crust that you gotta fold just to eat. Pizza Hut. No one